Inside the crisp, clean waterways of the Pacific Northwest is a living treasure which for countless generations has been the source of livelihood and sustenance for the people who live on these banks. The fish and seafood here is some of the best in the world, so there's no better place in the United States to indulge in the fruit of the sea right here in Seattle, Washington. Today we immerse ourselves in the growing modern city, Seattle. We taste the produce in the fresh food market that is the heart and soul of this town. We also discover how the Native Americans lived here and how these waterways and its bounty were so important to their existence. We go on a real-life sea adventure and I'm going to try and catch my very first salmon. We learn how to cook king salmon Seattle style from a man who's been doing it for over 30 years. This dish is absolutely delicious. And we take a look back at our United Plates of America journey. That's all on today's show. Seattle is a seaport city on the upper west coast of the United States. It is the fastest growing major city in America, with over 1,000 people moving here each week. This is largely due to the boom in technology companies and local internet e-commerce behemoth Amazon. It is not only changing the demographic of the city, but is also changing the look and shape of the skyline. The city is now awash with new developments, and it seems like on every corner there's a construction crane. There is something special about this little city that seems to incubate global corporations. Starbucks was founded here, as well as Microsoft, Nordstrom, Boeing, and so many others that had their start right here in this humble town. It must be something in the water. It was these waters that provided the transport system and food sources for the Duwamish people. Before European settlement, this tribe was the custodians of the 54,000 acres of land that is now Seattle. Now they occupy a 3/4 of an acre site in a replica traditional longhouse right alongside the Duwamish River.
You have to know, a long time ago was forest. So they're along the river. They would build their longhouses along the rivers. They were all over the place. There would maybe be families related, maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 families living together. They would cook and then they'd go fishing, go hunting, jump in their canoes, because we traveled by canoes, and go to other villages to visit or maybe to trade.
This land and its waters had been home to native tribes for millennia, but they would be overwhelmed by their new neighbours within a few short years. Settlers came here in search of a new life and set up the logging enterprise, which was Seattle's first boom industry. But in those days, there wasn't a lot of respect for the Indigenous people.
They burned, I understand, over 50 or 60 longhouses that belonged to our people. They didn't want us here, but we're still here.
Seattle was named after Chief Seattle. He was at the time the ruling chief where Seattle is now located. The native people here loved to eat from its waters. While they did hunt elk and smaller critters, the bounty from the waterways provided an easy catch for hundreds of hungry locals. Today, the spiritual mecca of seafood in Seattle is the Pike Place Market. The fish is fresh and abundant. The Pike Place Fish Market is world-renowned for its fish throwing. They have turned throwing their seafood into a sport and a spectacle. For me, I'd rather eat my seafood than throw it. So I'm meeting up with a local who knows more about the local seafood scene than anyone else. Angela. She's the owner of the food tour company, Savor Seattle. Okay, so what do we got here?
So we've got a classic mojito made with Stiggins Fancy pineapple rum.
It's fancy.
It is fancy. Nothing but the best for you, Gary.
This is the Nest. How cool is this place?
It's kind of a little bit of a hidden spot. It's at the rooftop of the Thompson Hotel, right in downtown Seattle. But once you come up here, take a look at this.
I mean, really, you can see the whole of Seattle here.
The Great Wheel, ferries, mountains. It's just quintessentially why I live here in Seattle. But Seattle's really become this great melting pot, and it's an exciting time to be here.
Pike Place Market is for tourists, right?
You know what? 10 million people do come to Pike Place a year as a visitor.
Wow.
Though it really started as a place for locals. Back in 1907, it started because, there really wasn't a grocery store really back then, and there's no way to connect directly to farmers. And so this was a great way for the local people to get great fresh produce. And to this day, if you live in the downtown Seattle area, you'll still see locals who come and shop at the market every day. There was a huge presence of Japanese Americans here because of Pike Place Market.
Is that right?
Yeah, so many of the farmers are actually of Japanese descent, and at one point, over 3/4 of the farmers there were Japanese American.
The waters are here. There's so many rivers and inlets and water. I mean, the whole place is surrounded by water. How important is that for leisure, and do people use the water here?
Oh my gosh, well, it'd be kind of remiss to live here and not use the water, right? We have incredible kayaking all around the Puget Sound, as well as in the Salmon Islands. In fact, Savor Seattle operates a 3-day, 2-night gourmet kayaking expedition in the Salmon Islands.
Eat from the sea?
We call it pampered paddling, so you've probably heard of glamping.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So you get to have incredible food and wine in the great outdoors, married with,
A bit of hard work.
Yeah, you work up a sweat to enjoy your food.
So how did you get to food? I mean, you're a foodie. You have Savor Seattle, which is like a food tour company. You're immersed yourself in food.
I grew up in a restaurant family. My dad's a chef, so I've always loved the power of food to bring people together.
So what are we going to eat here today?
So it looks like we've got some delicious grilled prawn skewers.
Wow, these look great. Do you know what amazes me? Here we are in Seattle. It is fall now, and it's beautiful, sunny, quite warm.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And this drink and this food is perfect for this environment.
I think we tell people it rains here all the time, so then they don't move here.
Okay. So what we're doing, wrapping the lettuce leaves around the prawn.
And make sure you put a little bit of mint.
Sure.
And the chili pepper in there as well.
Yep. This is going to be great. And just eat it like a taco.
Yeah, let's do it. It's hard to make this look glamorous, but I'm going to try. Ready? All right.
That is really good. Okay, so we tried some prawns. Now, where are we going next?
So we're gonna head down to my favorite oyster bar, which is Seatown Sea Bar, owned by Tom Douglas, one of the most renowned chefs here in Seattle.
I don't love oysters.
Well, that's probably because you haven't had a great oyster yet. So I'm gonna show you where the best raw oysters are here in Seattle. What better place?
I mean, I don't love oysters, to be honest. Help me out, because I want to know how to eat them properly. I want to know, there's different types of oysters as well, isn't there?
There really are, and you couldn't have picked a better place to learn how to eat oysters than here in Seattle.
Well, you picked it, right?
Well, of course. So have you heard of Chef Tom Douglas?
Absolutely. He's like a hometown legend.
He is. I mean, 17 restaurants later, he's still rolling, and this is his raw seafood restaurants. And so you can see there's quite an assortment of what we're famous for.
I'm so glad we've paired everything with, you've chosen a white wine.
I did. So this is a cava, a little bit of sparkling.
Cheers.
And it's the perfect pairing for raw oysters. Cheers.
Okay, let me do your favorite first. I'm going to do the smaller one, if that's okay. So how do I do this?
Okay, so
I need to
what you
watch
want to do, you can see that there's what they call the liquor in there. That's the sauce, the secret sauce.
Okay.
You don't want that to go to waste. Don't
Okay.
dump that out. Ready?
For sure.
Okay, so we've already put the lemon on top, so you want to make sure that the
Pulled apart?
pulled apart so it's not stuck to the shell.
Oh yeah, I see. Yep.
Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to count to 3.
Yeah.
And then you're going to knock this back like a shot, but you're going to chew.
Oh, we are going to chew. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Don't want to just swallow.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Cheers.
Cheers. You know, when you're a child and you go down to the ocean, for the first time you smell that ocean smell? That's what went through my mind when I had that.
Isn't that amazing?
And it wasn't fishy. It wasn't, you know, that horrible fishy taste. It was really delicious. After the break, I go into the ocean to try my hand at catching my very first salmon. And we learn how to cook salmon Seattle style. We're out at Ballard and about to head into the water to see if I can catch myself a salmon. Gary Creans has been fishing these waters for many years, so if he can't help me snare a fish, then no one can.
Oh, come on,
This is going to be great.
Yeah, it is going to be a good trip, yes.
So, am I going to catch anything today?
We're going after coho salmon.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are going to catch them. Confidence.
Okay. I love his positive thinking. What's the likelihood of you taking out a charter and no one catches anything? I mean, does it ever happen?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. If you fish as many years as I have, which is 35 years in this business,
Wow.
you are going to have the day when you don't catch any fish.
That's a sad time, right?
It's not what you want to have happen.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, not everything is about the catching of the fish. Look at this water. Look at these bright sunshine.
Just
We
beautiful.
see seals, sea lions, animals. It's all part of the process.
Yeah.
And sometimes the fish is a bonus.
The fascinating thing is when we got on the boat before, you said, okay, we're going to catch a salmon today. How do you know we're going to get a salmon and something else is not going to get on that rod?
Well, years of experience.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there is not a 100% guarantee that you're going to do anything out here except hopefully come home and go back out again. I mean, that's about it. I mean, you know, but we are using equipment that targets salmon.
Yep.
We expect to catch salmon. You know, that's what we expect to happen.
So are we going to catch one today?
I am praying for us to catch a fish. Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
The whole ecology in this whole region is dependent upon the salmon.
You know,
the
it
bears,
is.
It's everything.
It is. And it's true, and I believe it, that, you know, salmon determine how we're going to survive here in the Northwest.
Sure.
It's very important.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
real, nice and easy.
Yep.
Put your hand up here.
Yep.
Hand up here.
Yep.
Put this down in your groin right there.
Yep.
Okay, and just reel. Keep it nice, steady tension.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, keep reeling. It got off. That one escaped. That's part of fishing.
Yeah. For real? I did all that work for nothing.
No. You didn't do it for nothing. Didn't you learn something?
I actually learned how to hold the rod.
Yeah, see? So we didn't do it for nothing.
Okay.
Okay? You have to understand that fishing is hours of relaxation with moments of disturbed excitement.
Okay.
So you had some disturbed excitement there. So let's try again.
All right. It's the waiting that kills me with fishing. I think this is why I've never taken up fishing. Just staring at the rod, not moving. Well, unfortunately, it's not my day today, and my luck and my time has run out. It's time to head back to land. It pains me to watch others have their fish filleted and bagged up to take home. Well, next time, hopefully, I'll have some better luck. After the break, I'm heading to Blue Acre Seafood Restaurant. Chef and owner Kevin has been cooking local salmon here for over 30 years. I'm keen to glean some cooking tips, and maybe I can take them home with me. Now I've tasted so much salmon, I want to learn a new way of cooking it. I'm at Blue Acre Seafood Restaurant. The chef here, Kevin, has been cooking local salmon for over 30 years. So I'm keen to glean some cooking tips and as much information from him in the short time that I have him. Salmon, I've got to say, is my most favourite food. I have it 3 times a week. I just love it.
Salmon is the ultimate. Salmon is the food of the gods. I've been in this town, basically on this block since 1999, cooking salmon, putting the sea in Seattle, man. And I never get tired of it. Do you know that man has been living in a symbiotic relationship with wild salmon in this area for 10,000 years?
Wow.
It is the cornerstone nutrient of the environment.
It's amazing.
So look at the fat content on this. This is off of about an 18-pound king.
Okay, now grilling it on a grill I'm going to lose some of that fat.
You don't want to cook it too fast. You don't want to cook it over a high flame.
Salmon is revered here in Seattle.
It's the iconic food fish here.
It's kind of like in India, you have cows, so the sacred beast. Here, it's the salmon.
The only thing different is that here we eat it, and we love it. So you see how when I turn that over, you see how the smoke's starting to come?
Yeah.
Because the bottom side is a fattier side. I always find the peaches with the deep red skin to be the best.
Peaches and salmon? I've never heard of peaches and salmon in my life.
It sounds odd unless you're from here and you think about it. It's coincidental with the season, right? So here we have these wonderful peaches that are actually allowed to ripen before they're picked, which is why they have the full amount of sugar. In Seattle, we have a very short but incredibly productive growing season. It's knowing what's in season and when it's going to be at its best.
You get excited about local food.
Oh yeah, you hear that?
Yep.
When it stops bubbling, that's when your brown butter is perfect. I'll add my smoked almonds, okay? Just a little toss here, toast the almonds, and I'm gonna add a little fresh rosemary.
Yum.
And I wanna make sure I fry that rosemary, okay? That way it mellows it out and flavors the sauce.
How moist that is.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Look at the fat in the bottom.
That is incredible.
Okay, so here I'm gonna take a little bit of orange zest, okay? A little salt,
A little bit of spring,
pepper, okay?
a little bit of seasons here.
Okay. Now.
So we're going to saute them down to almost like a puree, or?
No. These are fresh, wonderful peaches. And they're just a little bit firm, and that's the way they're perfect for this dish. So you like your salmon a little bit medium rare?
A bit more well done, to be honest.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So this is a head piece, this is a belly piece. The belly piece I cook a little bit more, that rich fattiness.
Yeah.
The head piece I'll leave medium rare. When you cut it open, it's going to be translucent. So,
Okay, serving it on top of the potatoes. This is going to be interesting. The peaches are still firm, which is great.
And then I have that wonderful smoked almond brown butter.
This looks great. I eat so much salmon that it can get a little boring. This is going to be a great idea to try because that has just made my life
Well, also, and you
so
see how
much better.
easy it was.
Let's go and try it.
All right.
Oh my gosh, you've even made me a little bit of a table setting here. This is great. All right, let's do it. I'm really eager to try these peaches with the salmon here. Oh my gosh. You know what? It's a very buttery, syrupy, jammy taste. Just so beautiful. That is the best salmon that I've ever had. Thank you so much. After the break, we take a look back at our United Plates of America journey. While the world still struggles with tensions over race and culture, there is always one thing that unites us all, and that is food. In this season of United Plates of America, we have travelled across the country to America's biggest cities, discovering underlying food cultures that exist in every town. We embrace the migrants who have come to live here while tasting their food and experiencing their culture. From Los Angeles to New York, we went on a magical adventure together, meeting amazing people and tasting incredible food. Our journey started in the diverse city of Los Angeles, where we learnt about Japanese food. I mean, this is so much food, and everything, it's a work of art.
Yeah, my grandmother, well, when they took their bento boxes to picnics, all the East Bay ladies would compare each other's food, and it was kind of an unspoken competition.
Doesn't matter what culture, right? That goes on everywhere. Then we travelled south to San Diego, California, alongside the Mexican border for some authentic Mexican food.
When I prepare my dishes, I try to the people enjoy the food, no suffer.
I always call chefs architects of food, the scientists of food. They bring out the best of it, right?
Absolutely.
Then we checked out New England's great city of Boston to learn all about the Irish-American culture.
Boston's like a bigger version of Dublin. All right, it's like a bigger.
There's so many Irish here.
Yeah, it's like a bigger, newer version of Dublin. So if you want to say people are very real here, you know what I mean? No BS. The contrast between living in Ireland and living here, there certainly is a big difference in the sense that you can tell that when people got here, a little less tradition, more just like what's better, what's a better flow. Yeah. And that's what I think what attracted me a lot to being over here is in the city of Boston.
After Boston, we headed southwest to New York City. We checked out various types of food and met some interesting people along the way. Have you eaten kangaroo before?
No.
We're doing kangaroo burger for you, and I'm going to have some lamb.
I mean, I love lamb, but kangaroo is completely.
Well, I'm really interested to get your feedback on this and how it tastes.
I don't even think I've ever been in the presence of a kangaroo either.
Well, you're going to eat one before you're actually going to see a live one, which is.
Do you think they'll know? Do you think they'll sense that?
We made our way to the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, for some Italian food.
Wow.
Oh wow! Look at this. That looks like a pie. It's a pie.
It's a pie, yeah.
It's almost like a quiche kind of like concept, but it's kind of full of meat. Oh my gosh.
There's no cheese on it though.
Oh my gosh, that is insane.
And now if you or I tried to cut it, we wouldn't be so successful.
Next, we headed about 300 miles southwest to St. Louis, Missouri. We met the locals, we heard their stories, and we ate their hearty food. Okay, so these are the cabbage rolls right here.
These are the cabbage rolls, ground beef and rice rolled in cabbage, topped with a light paprika sauce. Cevapcici, the things I was speaking about earlier. Traditional homemade beef sausages. They're grilled and it's served with this traditional homemade pita bread called lepigna. And here's the king of all plates here at the restaurant, one of our most popular ones. We call it our mixed garbage plate.
I still can't get over how fantastic the Bosnian food was there and how nice the people were as well. Just over 300 miles southeast is Nashville, otherwise known as Music City.
This was the main drag between Nashville and Memphis. Okay. Matter of fact, that's what inspired Annie and Lon Lovelace to open their house up as a little cafe, because there was so much traffic back then.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that, because I mean, you guys had 500,000 people still come here, regardless of what's going on with that road. So what have we got going on here?
Well,
this is the smokehouse,
now,
right?
Here behind door number 1, we have, these are pork butts or shoulder butt roasts.
So they're not the actual butt, they're actually the shoulder.
The butt is actually a ham.
Okay.
The shoulder butt roast is from the butt of the shoulder.
Before we go to our last destination, Seattle, we headed to Atlanta to check out the food truck scene there.
And it has bacon on it, goat cheese, and strawberry preserves.
Strawberry preserves?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, the sweetness of the preserves, the gamey of the goat cheese, it goes really great together.
Okay, here we go. I'm out on good behavior.
Give it a whirl.
Oh, that's good.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it.
I'm glad I got out of prison for this.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us on this epic food adventure on this season of United Plates of America. I'm Gary Takle, and we'll see you next time.